Alright folks, hope everyone's having a good day. Well, I got some new subscribers, so we're going to show knots again. Now, I'll show them as slowly as I know how to, because I hate when people do that and you're trying to figure out how to do knot while they're doing that. So we're going to do it very slowly. I do have a road behind me with some background noise, traffic, no big deal. And we got a park behind us. I'm just kind of use these palm trees. I'm in Florida, so we're going to use these palm trees as kind of a backdrop here. But anyhow, I'm using black cord, so I will come up close to the phone so you guys can see what I'm doing. First one we're going to tie is the end of the line bowline. Or actually, I'm sorry, the Marlin spike hitch. All my knots start the same way. That's kind of how I learned how to do it, so that's just how we're going to do it. As you can see, there we go. Now keep in mind, this is the working end or the short end. Standing end or the long end. So what we'll do is we'll take that bite, that's considered a bite. You take it, and your tail probably don't have to be that long. We'll go handle it like this. Well, we'll make it that long, whatever. It really don't matter, it depends on what you're after. We'll take it, we'll twist it. Now, I know I'm on my phone, I have the screen facing me, but this is what it's going to look like when you guys do it. It's going to cross over your standing end. So twist it. Or you're standing in, just like that. You're working over standing in. Marlin spike hitch, all you're going to do is this. Put it there, and I'll poke it through with my finger. Now, I'm kind of wishing I had a stick, but we'll use my finger. I didn't think about getting a stick, guys. But there we go. Just take the stick out, as you can see, it's holding. I got that thing tight. Then you take the stick out, and this is how I hang my haversack. Or a backpack, depending on the backpack. Like that, and it comes out. That's a hitch. The bowline, we're going to do this same way. You take it, take your working, and you put it on your stand again. I'll lay it down again. This time I'm going to poke this through, but I'm not going to poke both ends. Just like that. Now, let me put it like this. For my chest, which would be your chest if you're going to do it, I'll put it to the top. Just like that. See how I got that? Then I'll pinch it on itself. Everything's the working end from here. And then you just pull on the long end. Really simple. You can make the loop as big or as small as you want. Depending on how much tail you got. I use a lot of tail, so I got a big loop. Usually I don't use this big of a loop. I never need to. And you can tug on this thing. And you can tug on it. We'll do it again. This one's a little bit more complicated than Marlin spike hitch, so we'll do it again. Take it, and this time we'll make the loop smaller. There we go. Try to. So like that. Twist until you got yourself a loop here. Just like that. Lay it down. I'll take my finger. And just like that. Now I'm going to take this, stick it through, and pinch on itself. As you can see, you can make the loop smaller. You don't need such a big loop for certain things. But your Marlin, I almost said Marlin spike hitch. But your end of the line bowlines, what this is, should look something like this. Now this don't necessarily have to be the knot. I just dressed it up. As long as you have that knot. You guys see that? As long as you have that knot. And it looks like that on both sides. Well, It looks like this on this side, and it looks like this on this side. And you can dress it up. Now I don't care how tight you pull it. I pulled on plenty tight enough to use in the trucker stitch a few times. Now we're going to take it. We're going to do a slip knot. Same way. Take it. Hold on a minute. I gotta get myself slack here. Kind of use my ridge line here. Take it again, like this. And this time we're just going to, let me start over, I think off foam. Same way. Short end over the long end, or the working or the standing end, whichever you prefer to call it. Lay it down. Take it, push it through, pull through. Just like this. Now we're going to take both ends, the working and the standing end. And that is how you get the slip knot. Now what we're after, like I said, forgive the background, though, you got someone on the phone behind me. Now when you do this particular knot, the arbor knot, and I'll show you how to do the slip knot one more time, so we're going to turn to the arbor knot. It's basically 2 overhand knots, is all it is. There we go, once again. Short end over the long end. It's like this, or the working or the standing end. I really don't think that matters how you say it, as long as they understand you. There we go, there like this. I'm trying to show the bowling. Alright, like this, like this. Now you just pull on the working end, the standing end. And there you go, that's your... Now you can make this loop as big as you want, or well, you can still do this to get a longer, bigger loop. Now when you're doing the jam knot, and being I've shown that, we're not going to tie it again. Your jam knot, and I'm pulling on this for a reason. I have learned that if that knot is not as tight as it needs to be, you'll still come loose. So, all the jam knot is, or arbor knot, whatever you want to call it, Canadian jam knot, is you make an overhand loop with this overhand loop. Knot, overhand knot. How you do it for overhand knots, this. We're going to try to get as close to that knot as possible. Works a little better if you do. I was trying to show this yesterday and I had a heck of a time. As you can see. And once I start cranking, see that moving? I should have put it a little bit closer, I was doing it. But that knot is against that knot. At least it's about to be. There. You see how that went on there? Mind you, usually doing this instead of doing that, but... And it's done, loosen it, all you do is this. And that's all it is, 2 overhand knots. Now, let me undo this. Alright, you see these right here? They're Prusik loops. I can pull them this way. Probably tighten it up a little. Sometimes you have to do that. But I can pull down here and nothing's going to happen. Well, if you ever climb mountains, you guys have used these. They're Prusiks. Or I can take it and I can slide them where I want to. I'll slide all 2 beams, I'll put those together like that. I actually, not too long ago, got tangled up in their Prusik here, moving them both down like that. Or I grabbed one and got that to happen. Now some people like to keep them down here, I don't. It doesn't take much to slide them down. But now the next thing we're going to do is tie a Prusik loop. I'll get back with you. Alright. Next one we're going to tie is going to be a bank line here. So basically all we're doing is tying this part onto this part and this part onto this part. We're going to make this bushing loop. And if I can find a spot, because these trees are too wide to be doing a ridge line, so we're going to take this just like this. Now what we're going to do is put this rubber hand knot over this. So if I can get my fingers out of the way, so all we're doing knots aren't the easiest thing to show when you're doing this. My fingers are in the way. As you can see, I've already got that started. Let me start over. This is not an easy thing to show on the phone. So I'm wanting to do so like this, with my fingers, and just like this. Take it. Tie around there. And tie the overhand knot. Got wrapped around there. I've done this a bunch of times, folks. And think about it. There we go. So you can see. All we're going to do is tie that. Sometimes even I gotta think about it. There we go. Got that one tied. I'm going to scoot this down a little bit. And I think that's the first knot. I'm going to take it. I turn it around, means I did that one over there. And we're going to do this again. Same way. This is the overhand knot. I had to think about an overhand knot through this. And there we go. Now people who make necklaces will do this too. And that's actually called the fisherman's knot. Or the necklace knot, I've heard it called that one before. You just take this and now you got yourself a piercing loop. Now I would in general, before I tie this off of my ridge line, cut these a little bit shorter. You don't want those in the way. Folks, I'm going to try to find, that might be a separate video. So we're going to end this video with that. Those are the knots that I mostly use right there for a ridge line. I'd like to show the trucker's hitch and how I do things, but finding trees that are where they need to be in this park might be a challenge. So I'll probably have to do that later on. I'll try to do that video later on. I do have another video about it. If you look it up, I think it's called a ridge line. Or how to do a ridge line. I'm really not sure the title of it. But anyways, that's the end of this knot video. Hopefully I didn't stutter too much or any of the above or ramble. So, I'm out of here, folks. See you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Oh, and go play outside. Now please don't throw your trash on the ground. That drives me crazy.